A surprising fact about human athleticism is that being 5 feet tall can sometimes be a bigger advantage than being 6 feet 5. Most people don't believe that. Because society has spent decades promoting a simple idea: taller means better, better at sports, better at reaching, better at competing. But human biology is far more complicated than that. Some athletic advantages become weaker as height increases, others become stronger, and some only exist within very specific height ranges. Which means height may already be providing a hidden advantage that millions of people never notice. Let's find out what it is. Under 5 feet 1 for rotators. If you're under 5 feet 1, your biggest athletic advantage isn't strength, it's rotation. Every time your body flips, twists, or spins, physics takes over. Scientists call it rotational inertia. The farther your body mass sits from your center, the harder it is to rotate. The closer that mass stays to your center, the easier rotation becomes. That's why figure skaters pull their arms inward when spinning. They don't suddenly gain strength. They simply become more compact, and compact bodies rotate faster. This gives shorter athletes a natural advantage in sports that reward aerial control: gymnastics, diving, freestyle skiing, trampoline, even certain martial arts techniques. One fascinating example is Sunisa Lee. Standing just over 5 feet tall, she developed extraordinary body awareness and aerial control on her way to Olympic gold. Of course, talent and training mattered enormously, but biomechanics helped too. Her compact frame allowed her to rotate efficiently while maintaining precise control in the air. If you're in this range, your body wasn't built to dominate space, it was built to master movement. 5 feet 1 to 5 feet 5 the force generators. Now something interesting happens. The body begins trading rotational efficiency for leverage, and leverage is one of the most misunderstood concepts in athletics. Most people think longer limbs automatically create more power, but in many situations, shorter limbs can improve force production, especially relative to body weight. The reason comes down to mechanics. Shorter limbs often reduce the distance a load must travel. This can improve efficiency during lifting, grappling, and explosive movements. But perhaps the biggest advantage is something called a low center of gravity. A lower center of gravity increases stability. It makes balance easier to maintain. And it makes it harder for opponents to move you. This is one reason why wrestling, judo, and combat sports have produced so many elite athletes in this height range. Consider Tadahiro Nomura, the only judoka in history to win 3 consecutive Olympic gold medals. He routinely defeated larger opponents through leverage, timing, and positioning. Because in this height range, athletic success isn't always about overpowering people. Sometimes it's about becoming nearly impossible to move. 5 feet 6 to 5 feet 9, the agility sweet spot. This may be one of the most balanced movement ranges in the entire human species. The key advantage here is agility, and agility is really a battle against inertia. Inertia is your body's resistance to changing direction. The more mass you carry, the harder it becomes to stop, pivot, and accelerate again. Athletes in this range often sit in an ideal middle ground, large enough to generate force, compact enough to change direction quickly. Researchers studying field sports consistently find that rapid acceleration and deceleration are among the most important athletic skills, and this height range often excels at both. A great example is Andres Iniesta. He wasn't the fastest player on the field, nor the strongest. Yet his ability to shift direction, maintain balance, and control movement made him one of the most difficult players to defend. His advantage wasn't size, it was efficiency. And efficiency often beats raw power. 5 feet 10 to 6 feet 1 at the Evolutionary All-Rounders. If evolution were designing an athlete capable of doing a little bit of everything, it might start here. This range appears repeatedly across dozens of sports. Not because it's the best at one thing, but because it's good at almost everything. Biologists often talk about trade-offs. Every adaptation comes with a cost. Extreme height improves reach. Extreme compactness improves rotation. But this range sits near the middle, which means fewer compromises. You gain useful reach, useful stride length, strong mobility, strong endurance, strong power potential. This is why sports requiring multiple athletic qualities often feature athletes in this window. Tennis, MMA, soccer, baseball, CrossFit. One example is Novak Djokovic. His success isn't built around a single overwhelming physical advantage. Instead, it's built around flexibility, endurance, coordination, balance, and adaptability. That's the hidden strength of this range, versatility. And in nature, versatility is often one of the most powerful adaptations of all. 6 feet 2 to 6 feet 4, the reach controllers. At this point, athletic competition starts becoming a game of geometry. The advantage is reach. A longer frame doesn't just help you touch things farther away. It expands the area you can influence. In swimming, longer arms often increase distance covered per stroke. In basketball, greater reach increases defensive range. In combat sports, reach can determine who controls the distance of engagement. Researchers often measure something called the ape index, the ratio between wingspan and height. Many elite athletes possess wingspans that exceed their height, and the advantage can be substantial. Australian swimmer Ian Thorpe became famous not only for his training but also for body proportions that allowed exceptional efficiency in the water. His longer reach helped him travel farther with each stroke. Less effort, more distance. That's what this category is all about, controlling more space with every movement. 6 feet 5 to 6 feet 8, the power frames. Now we enter a completely different biomechanical world. Momentum. Momentum is the product of mass and velocity, and athletes in this range often possess a rare combination of both. They are large enough to generate tremendous force, yet still mobile enough to apply it effectively. Longer limbs also create larger movement arcs. In sports involving throwing, jumping, striking, or blocking, this can become a major advantage. The skeletal system itself starts amplifying performance. A perfect example is Kark Kiraly. Widely considered one of the greatest volleyball players ever, his height and reach allowed him to influence plays across a much larger area than most competitors. His body wasn't merely bigger. It changed what was physically possible on the court. That's the power of this range, influence through movement. 6 feet 9 and above, the Space Dominators. And finally, we reach the rarest athletic blueprint, the giants. At this height, athletic advantages become less about movement and more about presence. A 7-foot athlete changes the environment before the competition even begins. Researchers studying basketball have discovered something fascinating. Defenders don't need to block shots to affect them. Their mere presence changes decision-making. Players alter release angles, passing lanes, shooting trajectories, all because of perceived reach. This is known as spatial influence, and no athletes create more of it than giants. A powerful example is Yao Ming. At 7 feet 6, opponents constantly adjusted their strategies around him. Not because he touched every play, but because they knew he could. His size reshaped the game itself. And that's what makes this height range unique. The athlete doesn't simply compete within the environment. They become part of it. So which height is best? That's the wrong question, because evolution never tried to create one perfect body. It created different solutions to different problems. The shortest athletes often excel at rotation. The next group excels at leverage. Others excel at agility. Others at versatility. Others at reach. Others at momentum. And the tallest athletes excel at controlling space. Every height gains something. Every height sacrifices something, which means athletic potential isn't about how tall you are. It's about understanding what your body was built to do. So if you've spent years wishing you were taller or shorter, you may have been looking at someone else's advantage while completely missing your own, because your height isn't a limitation. It's a clue. And once you understand that clue, you'll start seeing your body very differently.